All right, guys, it's time to check out a G-Shock. In this case, it's going to be the MTG-B1000 DCM. Back when this card was printed, it had a retail price of $1,200. If you go to the website, which I'll put a link in the description, the retail price of it ended being $1,300, but also they're gone. It was like a limited edition without really being a limited edition. It was right about the same time they actually did the titanium square in the same color print, but this is in the MTG-B1000 platform. So very cool. DCM is the digital camo pattern on this that you'll see with the gold trim. Very cool, fun colorway, just in the MTG chassis. So very cool, fun watch. I've done videos on the MTG in the past. I just haven't been able to check out this colorway until Seth, a member of my Discord, private Discord group, asked me if I wanted to check it out before he got it. So he bought it brand new, had it shipped directly to me, and now I can share it with you. And then when I'm done, I'll send it off to Seth. So let's just get into the case size of this. If I measure, keeping it fair, just the case from like here to here, it's like 44.5 millimeter. If you measure like from here to here, it's 49.5. We don't usually measure our watches that way, but I figured I'd give you that measurement. The lug to lug from here to here is like 55 millimeter. The thickness is 14.7. And again, it's not going to be, it's proprietary, so it's not going to be like a lug width, but the measurement here is around 27 millimeter, and the bracelet tapers down to 20. And then you have a milled center portion with a stamped clasp here with 4 micro adjust and just double pushers. And then it has 2 protective plastic pieces here to help avoid some dust diving marks. But this coating, however they do it, is actually very resilient. It's very tough. Yes, it will scratch. It's not unscratchable. It will certainly scratch, but it takes a little bit. It's not going to scratch very easily. And it also has a sapphire crystal, which is very cool. That's why I think the MTG lineup of G-Shock watches probably makes more sense to purchase versus the MRG. Unless you're like a super fan and you want the best of the brand, then you would go for the MRG from G-Shock. You have a screw down crown, 9 millimeter, and it's heavily protected under these crown guards. So much so that it's actually almost difficult to turn, except for the knurling on it is so good, so sharp, that you can still manage with like minimal effort. Boom, it just pops out. And then you have the 3 pushers here. This one's going to be your light. I think this one tells you if you received signal or not, which it says no. What it's talking about is the multi-band. So it has multi-band 6, it has tough movement, tough solar, it has Bluetooth, so you can link it to the G-Shock app on your phone, and it'll automatically, well, you can set a bunch of different things with the app, but it'll also update the time. So the accuracy on it is like off the charts amazing if you connect it to the Bluetooth on your phone, because it'll constantly update. Otherwise, you're going to be relying on the towers for the signal for the multi-band 6. It's using the module 5544, which is a 3-handed movement with some subdials, essentially. So right now, it's not really set up for my time zone. So I'm going to show you how to do that real quick, okay? Don't hold me to this. I'm doing it on the fly, and I'm hoping it's intuitive enough that I will be able to do this for you on the fly. I didn't read anything. I've just handled enough watches, and certainly the Casio G-Shock line, that I know if I unscrew the crown, I pop it out twice, the second hand is going to point towards the city that I want. Right now it's pointed towards Tokyo. I need to point it towards, I'm gonna have to put my glasses on, I can't read this stuff anymore, to NYC, which is all the way over there. So you just rotate the, well, it doesn't matter which way you go, but you just rotate the crown until the second hand points towards NYC, okay? And then once you do that, you can see it's automatically adjusting the time, and it'll probably adjust the date if you wait a moment. So now it's doing the day over there. It's adjusting the 24-hour clock up there, and it has a AM and PM time indicator for your second time zone, which I'll show you that in a moment. So if we go ahead and push that in, so now it's adjusted for my time. I don't know, it's still spinning over there. Oh, I guess it's doing the date. Okay, so it adjusted the date and it put it on Wednesday, which is not right, because today is Friday. So anyway, we'll deal with that in a moment. So the other thing, yeah, I don't know why it's pointing towards there, but we can adjust that. So the other thing you can adjust is your second time zone. Second time zone, you just do one click out, and then you can adjust this lower time zone there to whatever you want. So say you want to set it for, say like, we'll go this way, and we'll set it to my West Coast buddies time zone, so I know what time it is there. You go to LAX, push it in, and then it'll adjust it to them. They're 3 hours behind, and you can see that little subdial there. It's just barely pointing into the PM. So now you know if it's AM or PM there, you know it's AM or PM on your time zone with that top subdial. But we're still pointing towards the wrong date. So I think you hold this one down. That might be the Bluetooth app. I'm not 100% sure how to adjust that. But the other thing that happens with this one is, so this is your mode button. So like right here, you can go stopwatch, and you can run your stopwatch with the buttons. It's going to zero out that too, because that's going to keep track of the elapsed. You can do countdown timer. You have your alarms. You can see it's pointing towards the sub bell down here. And then back to, it'll tell you the battery level. So it's on low right here. So the other way you can check your battery real quick is just hold this down instead of clicking through it, and then it'll jump over and show you your battery level. And I apologize, it's not intuitive to me right now on how to adjust the day, because it should be on Friday, not on Wednesday. So anyway, we'll get to that another point, maybe I'll show that towards the end. But the other thing, and I'm not going to do this on video, but to size the bracelet, it is a pin and collar. It's not difficult to do, guys. Don't get intimidated by it. There's already videos out there. It's essentially the same thing. But you can kind of see the arrows on the back side here. So you push the pin out, get yourself a little block, get yourself one of these push pin tools. And some people might gripe on me, but I use these. Once I get the pin out a little bit, I just grab it straight and I pull it directly out. And then the collar is actually in the middle part of the link. So just double check that it's there before you reassemble. If it falls out, you need to get yourself some little tweezers and get it back in there, because you probably won't be able to use your fat fingers to get the thing back in there. You're going to fumble around with it. Just don't lose it. Do it in a nice spot where you're not going to drop it down on the carpet. You do that, you're not going to find the thing, unless maybe you can get your wife to find it. They seem to be able to find everything and not forget anything. So you have your shoot, this is your light, so we'll kill the lights and check that in a second as well. But before we do that, let's pop it on wrist, and then, like I said, I'll see if I can figure out how to change the day. Usually it automatically does it. I didn't size this. I'm going to let Seth size it. He said he's got the tools to do it, so there's no sense in me doing it. But here it is on my 7 1/4, almost 7 1/8 inch wrist, and I can easily wear these guys. I've owned MTGs in the past. I don't think I've ever owned one on bracelet though. The one I've owned was on the heavy duty rubber strap. So bracelets are nice as well. Some people might ask about this too. Just so you know, this pieces here, yes, they are going to be loose. They're going to like move around a little bit. That is normal. Every single one, whether it's on bracelet or strap, does it. Don't freak out about it. There's nothing wrong. It's not going to fall apart. It's just the way they built the watch. Okay. All right, let's kill the lights and check out the light and the lume, because yes, it actually does have lume. Now, why doesn't G-Shock put lume on the 2100? I don't know, because they do it on the MTGs. Let's see it on the 2100 as well. And there is the LED backlight. It's crazy bright, and you can see the entire dial. So thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. The other thing that's kind of fun that I like to do, it was when you go to the countdown timer and you start it, the second hand actually spins, how do you start it? Backwards. I don't know why, but that always is like fun to me, because we're so programmed that everything on the watch dial is supposed to go clockwise. And when you can get the second hand to go counterclockwise, I don't know, I just dig it. So you can stop it. I forget how you reset it. Oh, okay, you just hit there. And then it goes right back to timekeeping. it picks up where it left off. So I don't know. It's just kind of fun to mess around with. And you can do that as long as you have a good solar charge on it. You can sit here and play around with it and be stupid with it or something. But nice sun, leave it out and let it soak up the sun for like a few days. Or a buddy of mine, Clayton from the Watchdog podcast, did just pick up one of those Amazon solar watch charger things. And he said he left it on there for like not very long and it gave it a full charge. So I might pick one of those up and test that if I can find another solar watch that's low on charge and share that with you guys. Because if you have a bunch of solar watches, that might be a good pickup to have. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you on the next video.